Okay, so remember when Jurassic World came out back in 2015? It was a total global sensation. I mean, we were all just floored by the visuals, right? The action was insane, and those dinosaurs, they felt so real. Well, today, we're going to peek behind the curtain to see exactly how that on-screen reality was built.
And that quote really gets to the heart of it, doesn't it? The thing about movie magic is that this seamless world that just pulls you right in, it's all an illusion, a really well-made one. And in this explainer, we're going to pull back that curtain.
So that's the big question, right? How in the world did they do it? How did the filmmakers manage to mix artistry and technology to make a prehistoric world feel so, well, present? Turns out the answer is this really fascinating blend of a few different techniques.
All right, first things first, let's talk about the physical stuff, the things they actually built on set. You know, the tangible objects and creatures. This is where the magic really starts, with things you could actually go up and touch.
Oh man, you remember this scene, right? It is just so powerful. You've got Owen and Claire with this gentle giant in its last moments, and the emotion, it just feels so raw, so real. You can feel that tragic connection between the humans and this creature. But here's the crazy part. Here's the reality behind all that emotion. That Apatosaurus, it wasn't CGI at all. It was a massive, incredibly detailed animatronic puppet. I mean, look at this. It took a whole team of puppeteers with remote controls just to get every little breath and twitch right. It's a masterpiece of engineering, all designed to give the actor something real to play off of. And that is what we call a practical effect. Now, sometimes they're huge and complicated, like that puppet, but other times, they can be surprisingly simple. Think about that moment where Owen seems to be taming a velociraptor, stroking its neck. In reality, he wasn't petting a dinosaur, not even close. He was literally just handling a simple belt prop that someone was holding up for him. The whole illusion comes down to his performance and where the camera is. Okay, so having a physical prop to work with is one thing, but what happens when there's nothing there at all? This is where the human element kicks in, and the actors' imaginations become one of the most powerful special effects in the whole movie. And this right here, this just perfectly shows you what a challenge that is. On screen, what we see is just pure, absolute terror, as the actors are facing down these two gigantic battling dinosaurs. But behind the scenes, look at that. They were often just running from and reacting to film crew members who were standing in to mark where the dinosaurs would eventually be added. I mean, that's the thing, right? The sheer skill involved here is just incredible. Think about it. To deliver that kind of genuine fear and awe when your co-star is literally just empty air, it's amazing. And it's not just guesswork. You'll often have directors shouting things off camera like its jaws are snapping at your feet, or they'll blast an air horn to simulate a roar, anything to give the actors a cue. It just proves that the performance is right at the heart of the illusion. Okay, so now let's add the final, and maybe the biggest layer of movie magic, the digital effects. This is where whole worlds and creatures are literally built from scratch, inside a computer, all using the power of green screen. That iconic raptor training scene, it's the perfect example of this. You watch it, and it looks like it's filmed in this real, super high-tech enclosure. But here's how they actually did it. The actors performed in a room that was completely green, with other artists in motion capture suits acting as the raptors. Then, later, the visual effects artists come in and basically digitally paint over everything, creating the enclosure and, of course, those terrifyingly real raptors. Or what about the gyrosphere ride? Remember that? The whole scene feels like this crazy high-speed safari. You're rolling through herds of giant dinosaurs in this huge open valley. You can almost feel the motion and the danger. But the reality of how they filmed that, it was anything but thrilling. The actors were just sitting inside a stationary gyrosphere, surrounded by green screen, in a totally quiet studio. All that incredible movement, the stunning scenery, and every single one of those dinosaurs, all of it was added digitally, way later in post-production. Kind of wild, right? So what's the big takeaway here? It's that creating a world like this isn't about just one trick. No, it's this incredible collaboration between all these different art forms, all working together to sell you one single cohesive illusion. Yeah, this table really lays it all out, doesn't it? That really touching bond with a raptor, it's actually the hero petting a belt. That wild safari ride, a quiet day in the studio, and that insane final battle, it all hinges on actors giving 110% while reacting to the film's own crew.
And ultimately, that's what it all boils down to. The magic we see on screen is this perfect blend of three crucial things. You've got the physical craftsmanship of practical effects, you've got the emotional core from powerful acting, and then you have the incredible world-building power of digital technology. When all three of those come together, that's when we start to believe the impossible. Which of course leaves us with one last question to chew on. Now that you've seen how the sausage is made, so to speak, does it spoil the magic for you? Or does understanding the incredible creativity, the sheer ingenuity, and the teamwork that goes into it all, does it actually make you appreciate the art of filmmaking even more? It's definitely something to think about the next time